kind of dark in here. Ziggy, open the blinds. That's better. Hey y'all, I'm Zach from Smart Geek Home, and today I'm going to introduce you to the SwitchBot Blind Tilt. If you're a SwitchBot user like I am, you probably are familiar with their hubs, or their remotes, or their motion sensors, or their contact sensors. You get the idea. They're a company that does a lot of things in the smart home space, but it's almost all revolving around a theme. They're not an Amazon, they're not a Google, they're not a Samsung. They press buttons for you and they do sensors. Those are the two big things I think of when I think of SwitchBot. So when I saw that they'd made a blind tilt, my first thought was, no, don't do that. I was wrong. They did such a good job with this. I should have figured that any company that prides itself on the ability to press buttons well can probably also turn a wand just as well. It seems obvious in hindsight, but I pigeonholed this company, and I think we all had. Let's dig in and see what their blind tilt can do. If you want to skip the rest of this, let me just say, I give it the thumbs up, but check the compatibility section because it may or may not work with your blinds. The SwitchBot Blind Tilt is compatible with any horizontal blinds that have a wand control, where the wand is between 1/4 to 1/2 inch in diameter. That size range covers nearly all horizontal blinds, so you should be fine, but definitely measure first. Vertical blinds will not work, and because of how the mechanism attaches, you can't use the blind tilt with blinds controlled by pull cords or other mechanisms. When you open the blind tilt, there's a lot of parts involved. It looks overwhelming for a smart home project. There is one piece I want to draw your attention to, and that is this. It may look like a piece of packaging, it is not. You're going to need this during the install process. Do not throw it away. If you already threw it away before you watched this video, I'm sorry, you're probably going to have to go and get it. To give you an idea of my level of DIY aptitude, I installed a whiteboard, not a big one, a fairly medium-sized whiteboard, and it took me 3 hours and 2 tries because I measured the screws wrong. Apparently, I can't measure the distance between here and here without failure. So when I say that this was easy to install, I mean that every single one of you listening to this video is better at DIY projects than I am, and I managed to do it. I'm not going to say that this is as easy as using other SwitchBot products. It's not. But it's because it's interfacing with a different type of mechanism. There's no easy way to turn a wand to open your blinds. Well, manually, I guess by hand. But there's no easy way to automatically open your blinds. Once you have it installed, it's just as easy to use as any other SwitchBot product. The app is simple and very intuitive. The organization is similar to other smart home apps, with scenes, devices, automations, and rooms all readily accessible within 2 clicks of the home screen. SwitchBot's automations let you trigger smart home actions based on time of day, when you arrive or leave home, and even the local weather. Let's say I want to close my blinds after sunset where I live in Chicago. It's as easy as defining the trigger, setting the action, in this case I'll close my blinds down, and save. The coolest feature though comes from the blind tilt's light sensor. The app lets you know how much light is coming into your window based on time of day, and more importantly, lets you adjust your blinds open or closed based on those light levels. That way you can keep the perfect amount of light coming into your home no matter how sunny or overcast it is outside. You can use voice commands and routines through your Amazon, Google, Home Assistant, or whatever other ecosystem, but you're going to be limited in what you can do there. Currently, the SwitchBot integration only allows you to open the blinds, close them up, or close them down. There's no option to partially open them, and there's no option to set routines that use the information from the light sensing of the solar panel. My final thoughts on this: if you're looking for a way to automate your blinds and you don't want to go through the hassle of replacing the blinds or it's too expensive to replace them, this is the best option I've seen on the market. There's a few other companies that have attempted to do this, but most of them are not as easy to use, or they're not as compatible, or they're more expensive, or they're all three. SwitchBot has shown that their real expertise is not in pressing buttons, it's with interacting with all of the dumb products and dumb appliances in your home, turning them smart without the need to replace them with smart products. Of course, there is the downside. First of all, you're going to need a SwitchBot hub. If you already have a hub and if you're already using other SwitchBot products, this is an even easier decision because you're going to save yourself that additional cost, and also your learning curve is going to be much simpler since you're already used to the SwitchBot app. These things are not cheap. They're still a lot cheaper than fully integrated smart blinds, but they're not cheap. The more blinds you have in your home, the more that this is going to cost because you're going to need to buy one blind tilt for each set of blinds. Of course, the more blinds you have, the more expensive it's going to be with any solution, not just this one. If you're on the fence, my suggestion is just buy one of these blind tilts for one set of blinds. See how you like it. You'll get a lot of value out of even that. Pick the blinds that you open and close the most throughout the day. And if you like it for that, go ahead and buy it for the other ones. If you don't like it, you haven't lost out on much. It's very easy to uninstall it if you get to that point, or you could just leave it up. As long as whatever product you land on in the end is also compatible with your favorite smart home ecosystem, and it should be, then you can be able to integrate this together with those in the same routines, not a problem. And then eventually, if you decide to, you can uninstall it down the road. So SwitchBot gets my thumbs up. It's what I'll be using in my home. If you have your own experiences, good or bad, with SwitchBot products, especially the blind tilt, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to see them. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It makes it easier for other people to find these videos, and it makes it easier for me to go out and make more videos on SwitchBot products and everything else for your smart home. Thanks for your time.